Have you ever wondered what it's like to start a YouTube channel from scratch? Well, stick around because today I'm pulling back the curtain on my very first week as a YouTuber, and I'm going to talk about my real-time analytics, my views, subscribers, and some surprising lessons that I learned along the way. One of the things that I really wanted to do when I started this channel was I wanted to be transparent about my analytics and about all of my views and stuff like that for a couple of reasons. Not only for the folks that know me and who care about my journey, but also for folks who are maybe thinking about getting into this and thinking about starting a YouTube channel on your own. See, here's the thing. When you look at YouTube, it's really easy to find people with millions of views and hundreds of thousands of subscribers, and they're telling you about their experiences. But for me, I'd rather hear from somebody who's new to find out what their first week is like or what their first month was like, because that's going to give me a better idea of how I'm comparing. So here's what I want to do. I want to go through the videos that I put out during the first week. I want to talk about the views and things like that so that you can see what you can maybe expect if you're starting a channel. And then I want to go through and talk about overall for the channel, what were my views, subscribers, all of that good stuff so that you can get a better idea of what my journey has looked like so far. All right, so let's take a look at the very first video that I put out a little over a week ago on July the 3rd. This was the coping with unemployment video. And so far in the last week, it has gotten 248 total views and brought in 6 subscribers. Hey everybody, if you're enjoying this video and you want to see more about my journey on YouTube, then hit that subscribe button that's down below. And hey, while you're down there, hit that thumbs up button because it really helps the channel. Have you done it? Are you sure? All right, let's get back to the video. The other thing that I did on that very first day was I used a tool called Opus Clip that will look at your long video. I think my first video was like 13 minutes long or whatever. It will go through that entire video and it will pull out selected clips from it that you can then post as shorts. And so I did that for that first day, and I pulled out 4 different shorts and I posted them in varying results. The whole thing about this channel and any channel on YouTube is if you can't provide a video to somebody that they actually want to see, then it doesn't, all the other stuff doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how good your lighting looks or your camera or how good your microphone sounds or any of those things. If your content isn't good, then you're going to lose people and nobody's going to end up watching because YouTube's going to stop pushing it out to different people. So that's what I really learned from that first long video, and then the 4 shorts that went along with it was you got to be quicker, you've got to have a strong hook in the beginning, and you've got to keep people's interest throughout the entire video. And it's really easy to say that stuff. It's much harder to actually do it. So my second video came out on the 8th of July, so about 3 days ago. And so far, this one has a little over 1,300 views, and it's brought in 3 additional subscribers. And so here's where I ended up after my first week on YouTube. Almost 2,900 views, 82 watch hours, and 17 subscribers. And surprisingly, not all of those 17 are friends and family, so there are some other people mixed in there as well. I didn't know what to expect when I started this channel. I had no idea how many views I would get, how many subscribers, any of that stuff. And so after a week, I am very excited about the growth of this channel so far. I'm very excited about the trends and the things that I'm seeing. There are still things that I need to learn. There are still things that I need to get better at. The most important lessons that I learned during this week, number one, you can't get frustrated. And I know that that's easy to say, but you spend a lot of time building a video. You spend a lot of time going through and filming and editing and re-editing and changing things and doing all this stuff to put out something that I was really happy with at the end. I got it to a point where I felt good about it, and I felt like this is something that I would watch. And so when you put that out and you have a 13-minute video or you have a 20-minute video and people end up watching 3 minutes of it, that can be really like heartbreaking. It can be almost devastating when you see it, but you have to kind of take it with a grain of salt, and you have to realize that not everything is going to work, and not every video that you put out is going to be great. And so if you can take things from these and you can learn from them, my goal in every one of these videos is to get 1% better. If I can get 1% better with every single video that I put out, then I can see this thing going somewhere, and I think that I'm going to start to get more views, and maybe I'll get more subscribers and things like that. But I think even just for me personally, I'm the kind of person who always wants to improve. And so that's what I've learned from this is instead of getting frustrated about that or sad about that, it's taking ownership for that and going, okay, well, they didn't stay because I wasn't engaging enough. And so learn from that. Figure out ways to do that. Figure out ways to keep people's attention, especially in this day and age when people are so quick to just keep swiping and going on to the next thing. And so if you can learn from that and you can figure out how do I capture those people's attention and keep them for at least a chunk of the video, then I think that's all you can really do. Another thing that I was really surprised by this week is how addicting your analytics page can be. Like, I found myself constantly going into that and hitting refresh to see how many views do I have? How many views now? What about now? What about, did it go up? Is it stagnating? What's happening? Like, it's very easy to get wrapped up in all of that. For me, for my personality, that's what I was seeing and that's what I was feeling. And I constantly had that urge to jump in and see, hey, where am I at? And so one of the things that I'm going to try to learn from this is that I have to stop doing that. It's not going to change the numbers if I look at it 57 times between 9 p.m. and midnight or whatever. That's not going to change anything. So I have to just let it be what it's going to be, check it in the morning and see what it's going to be, but don't get so obsessed with checking those numbers, because if you do, it's going to drive you crazy, because then that's gonna get that frustration creeping in. If you have a bad hour, like I have these hours that pop up where it'll be really good. I'll have 50 something views last hour, and then this hour I only have 5 views, and I get really sad. But you have to just leave that and let it be what it's gonna be, because at the end of the day, none of the things that I'm doing are going to change who's seeing that video, how much it's being pushed out by YouTube, who has it popping up on their browse and things like that. And so the third thing that I learned this week that I was really surprised by is how many views you get from what YouTube calls the browse features as opposed to search. Coming into YouTube and being a new creator, in my head, I thought that most of my views would come from people searching for something. So they would search for, how do I cope with unemployment? And boom, my video would pop up. Or Costco deals for July, and my video would pop up. But the reality is that is a very, very small percentage of my total views. So as you can see right here, 91% of my total views came in from browse features. So basically, these are videos that just popped up on people's home feed or whatever. It wasn't that they searched it out, it just popped up because YouTube put it there. And the portion of my total views that actually came from search, from somebody going onto the search bar and typing something in, is less than 1%. That was very surprising to me. And I think that just kind of shows how important a good title and a good thumbnail are to your video and to its success. Because if you don't have that, when it pops up on those people's homepage and they don't know anything about me or they don't know anything about this channel, if it doesn't grab their attention right away, they're not going to click on it, and it's going to be a lost opportunity. So that's the third thing that I learned. And so with that, 1 week is down. On to the next week. Hopefully I keep getting better. Hopefully you keep watching. You hit the like button. You hit the subscribe button, and you keep coming back for more. I would really appreciate it. And if I have you for another minute, please check out this video here. I would really appreciate that as well. Have a great day, and I'll talk to you soon.